So this is my friend Jen, and she has been doing oils how long now?
Since 2012. So 5 years.
Awesome. So I started the year after, so I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. And I want to have this class because I've had a lot of great successes lately. I feel like in the realm of womanhood, as much as I like to deny that I'm super emotional or anything, but it's good. So I just want to give you a little bit of my background. I have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed at 16, and it was awful because I felt like at a certain point, whatever I ate, I would be in pain on the couch. I went to massage therapy school, and we used, I won't even say the company name, but like synthetic lavender lotion, and it just flared up my system. And I had several other people actually say the same thing, and it just destroyed me. And then a few years later, I got so bad I couldn't even absorb nutrients. Tried everything under the sun. doTERRA wasn't available yet.
Darn it.
In 2008, when doTERRA was founded, is when I had to have surgery. And a few years later, I got pregnant. Yay, you know, like gonna have a baby, but like I wanted to die. I was so constipated in life, but like we're all women, so it's
real.
Women's class.
It's real.
Oh, I just like had back issues and all this stuff, and I'm still doing massage, and I'm working at Google, and like thankfully like they were pro like getting me help and everything, but it was just a lot of issues, a lot of pain, and Crohn flare-ups, and honestly not knowing. Sometimes I would have to stop the massage literally and like, oh sorry, I'll be right back, and like go use the restroom and come back, and like, and then add time for them so that I was still giving them their full time. But like my Crohn's made it unpredictable to live life, especially if something got more heated or more emotionally driven. It would ignite other things in my body physically, because you know we're spiritual, emotional, and physical beings. So it was just a really crazy time in my life. And then when I came up to visit my older sister Cassie, she's a veterinarian here, and she's on your and Cheryl's team. And she was like, well, try this, Adria. I know you've been looking for essential oils for years, and I never found the company that like I was happy about using and felt good using. So I was like, okay, Cassie, I'm trusting you right now on my 6-week-old baby because I know you researched, I know you love me and everything. So I started using doTERRA right then. She was kind of a colicky baby, and I had issues, and I was like, Digestin was the first oil we used, and it was like magic. And I hear that from a lot of people. Some of the oils, people are like, yeah, essential oils, whatever. But Digestin, a lot of times people are like, this stuff is magic. And it really was. It really was magic. And now that I've had I'm actually pregnant again. So I'm 14 weeks right now. And I tell you what, I'm on full dose LLV and our probiotic, our PB Assist Plus with prebiotic fiber. I miss one day without our probiotic. Like, I can tell.
Pregnancy one.
Which is crazy because people always say be on a probiotic, right? Like, be on a probiotic. You want to be on a probiotic. But I have been since like 16. I've never noticed if I ever missed it. Never noticed if I ever like didn't take it or took too much. You know what I mean? Like you just take it, and you just take these supplements that aren't regulated by the FDA, which pros and cons for that.
Right.
But because they're not regulated, you have no idea what you're taking.
Okay.
I can tell. And I trust doTERRA, and like I can tell in my body, which is just really,
I love that.
Really encouraging. So that's kind of my doTERRA story in a nutshell. Is like, and I take Balance every day, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later about why and how it's helpful for me right now. So essential oils, I know, what are essential oils? Going to get a little basic just for a few minutes here. But they're aromatic compounds that serve as the bouncer or bodyguard for the plant. So we know what a bouncer is for a club, right? Like, show me your ID. I don't know, it's fake. This isn't going to work. Get out of here. And they're going to use force if necessary. So,
I love that.
So that works the same way in our bodies. So the aromatic compounds inside our bodies with the chemical constituents are going to do what they're supposed to do for us what they do for the plant. So for example, like if somebody's eating an orange across the room or something, and you don't know they're eating an orange, and all of a sudden you smell something, right? You're smelling the essential oils that are coming off the peel. As they're like peeling that, and that'll always stay on your fingers after you peel an orange, right? And that's the essential oil from the orange. It's in the peel. And it's released into the air, and you smell it, and it's wonderful. And we're like, oh, I want an orange too. It's good. So, but there's so many essential oil companies out there right now. Essential oils are big. Natural wellness. We want to decrease the toxic load in our bodies, in our house, with our kids, you know, everywhere. Anxiety's high, and there's just so much going on. So why should you choose doTERRA? 3 main reasons is why I choose doTERRA. First is native climate. So we source, I'm going to jump here real quick. We source from over 40 countries in the world. And why we do that is because we don't want to just take lavender from like your backyard. It might do fine. You can grow lavender in your backyard. You can be almost anywhere and grow lavender because it's so hardy and it's going to do fine. However, and here's another example for you guys, and it's going to be an Oregon example, but you know, I think you'll be able to follow my logic here. So we have 2 main universities here in Oregon. We have Oregon State University and University of Oregon. Now, Oregon State is in Corvallis, okay, and this is like an hour away from where the other one is. Now, if a duck, so University of Oregon, if a duck were to move to Corvallis, they might be able to like, and like wear the jackets and the paraphernalia and like be there and be all pro, like go Ducks. Now, would they survive in Corvallis? I hope so, probably. However, they probably won't thrive. So that's that's the doTERRA. Yeah, that's the doTERRA difference.
That's funny. I always compare it to a hothouse tomato and a vine ripened tomato as well. Like like both tomatoes, the flavor is actually different. You know, you really can tell if someone's giving you something from their garden or they just went down the store and brought it over.
Exactly. Or eggs or anything.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
So that's the difference. Is doTERRA sources from where the plants are indigenous. So it's going to have consistent chemical makeup and constituents and be at the high of efficacy, which means therapeutic for your body and actually make it to where your body will get the most out of it and consistently get the most out of it.
I love it.
So I just showed you guys the co-impact sourcing map. Not only is this where we're growing them indigenously, but we are working with farmers and growers right there on the ground who some have been doing this, like families for centuries, which is amazing. Like our frankincense, some of our, like our bergamot and lemon and all these plants from different places. And then 2/3 of our growers are in developing countries, which is amazing because we're having truly an impact on those families. They're getting paid on time. There's no child labor. We're building schools for kids actually to go to with our Healing Hands Foundations and making an impact that way and providing sustainable income for people all over the globe. Yeah, so awesome. And third is our CPTG testing. Now, yes, that is our own certification. Okay, that means certified pure therapeutic grade. Okay, that is our seal. And we are excited that that is our seal. Like, yes, we want to set the standard because we have, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minimum 7 different tests that we do on these essential oils as well, not just in our own labs. And then we don't make claims just because like we can make any claim we want because any company can make any claim they want, right? Especially in the supplement industry, which is why it matters. We have independent third testing that you can go and check out for yourself and see your own. Here we go. I hope this will come up and I don't know if it will, but this is test results for Siberian fir. You can go to sourcetoyou.com and you'll just look on the bottom of your bottle, and then you can go and see who our third-party tester is. Sometimes they're different.
That's so cool.
And they're right there, which is amazing. So source2u.com is our amazing website that talks all about the growers, practitioners. We want to get in the universities and medical facilities as well, working with them. So awesome, awesome. So I love science, but I know most people don't, and they like don't understand it, and like I don't even understand it all, but I'm like, oh, that's why this works. Like this is so amazing, and all the stuff that like you don't have to know everything. You just got to begin using the oils, and your story and experiences come from that, not from books, not from knowledge. Don't be scared to use them. You just need some basics. So I'm going to go through just a little bit of basics here. There's 3 ways to use essential oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. Now I can send you guys these slides if it's not popping up here. Basically aromatically, right through the air, you can diffuse it, you can smell it just in the bottle, and that's helpful in also choosing the essential oil for you. Jen's going to get into that a little bit more. What you smell and what you're drawn to is what you should go with, which is great because that makes sense. Right? Yeah, so you just aromatically, right? That's through the air. Topically, obviously, it's going to through the skin. I dilute, like I would say 99% of the time I dilute. And for me, an adult, 10% is usually plenty. On my babies, like 1%. So like really, really low. There's no rule book on exact dilution. For me, I just do about 1% until age 1, 5% until age 5, and then 10% for like age 10 and above, just to make it easy for myself. But again, that's not like,
I like that. That's not like the rule.
The rule or anything.
It's a simple strategy to follow. I like it.
And safe, like you're even using peppermint on the children for maybe a irregular body temperature. We're using compliant language, so read between the lines here. But you know, so 1% on a baby, right, 6-month-old, even on the chest, shouldn't make you uncomfortable. However, if it does, use it on their feet, or if it's still uncomfortable for you, lavender, many other oils can get you to where you want to be, which is also an amazing thing about using essential oils.
So helpful.
And internally. And I would not say this for every company, but because of our strenuous testing, you can use doTERRA oils internally.
I am right now.
Yay! Lemon in your water is a great way to detox the body, uplift the spirit and mind. But again, you want to be drinking water, a lot more water when you're using essential oils, even topically, aromatically, because some are diuretic, not necessarily a lot, but they're going to be going through our entire system, every cell of the body. So we're mostly water. We want to just a lot more water going through. And I use all 3 methods when healthy and when sick. And what's great is we had some teaching on this from Dr. Hill, that even when your immune system is compromised and you're sick, you don't necessarily have to up your dosage. If anything, you need to lower your dosage because your bioavailability for yourself is going to be lower, right? Because your immune system is compromised. You can't actually function the way you're supposed to. So maybe apply more often, but at a lower dosage. Anyway, so that's super basic, why doTERRA, my story, and how to use essential oils. And when joining really our team, just Jen's an upline, when joining my team, I go through, we have basics classes, and we can get into the nitty-gritty of all that stuff as well. So emotional support. I'm about to hand this over to Jen because this is her forte. She's really good at all the emotional stuff. I like to deny that I'm emotional. But some questions to be thinking about as we're talking about this. What are you dealing with in your life right now? Is there a new stage in your life? Are you a new mom? Did you just switch jobs? Are you newlywed? Those are big things, but there might be smaller things in your life too. Do you have issues with your monthly cycle? Do you notice when maybe your luteinizing hormone's going off, when you're ovulating? do you notice when you're about to crash off your progesterone and have no hormones, which is really fascinating.
So fascinating.
Right? Oh. That's when you're most hormonal, is when you're actually least hormones in your body. Again, I'm such a nerd.
No, I love it. You're so fascinating.
Here we go. And what's your general emotional state? I tend to be kind of like this. Maybe I should go grab my balance right now because I'm a little bit more and having some new years, like exciting. But we have an amazing emotional aromatherapy line, as well as our 4 that we started with the company, which is Balance, Serenity, Citrus Bliss, and Elevation, as well as our new 6 in our emotional aromatherapy line. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Jen.
I like it. Thanks. Well, I am a very emotional person, and I'm not able to hide it. So I am very thankful for these oils. Not hide it, but keep it contained. My emotions before I had access to these oils were a lot more difficult to manage. I think largely for me, I was always an emotional person, and as life progressed and it was complicated at times, I sort of had more of a reason to be more emotional. And I kind of started all of my research and curiosity to how we can self-heal and how we can strengthen our body in about 2004. And that's when I went to the doctor and I found out that I had infertility issues. That was news to me. I found out that I wasn't healthy like I thought I was. It explained why I didn't feel so great. And so I had a host of issues. And so at the time I was like, well, give me the pill for that. And so we had tons of, I had tons of medication thrown at me, and it was not a positive experience. And I had a lot
of on that.
Right? And like, you want it to be the answer, but then it's not. So that was a bummer. And then I had, I got to the point where I was on so many different prescriptions a day that I was having just side effect after side effect. I actually felt worse. And so I told my doctors, is there another option? And at the time, all of them said, right now, no, there just isn't. Like, you just need to stay the course. And I thought, well, this is insanity, right? Yeah, this is not
my life.
Right. Yeah. Having no energy and feeling icky all the time and feeling gloomy. And I didn't want that. So I decided that I would find a better way. And so I did a lot of research into nutrition, and I was able to stabilize my body just enough to make it look like I felt good. I still didn't feel great, but I was able to at least, hold down a job and, be a human again. And then I became a mom, which was shocking and surprising. And that added a whole new wave of craziness, because now, talk about emotions. Oh my goodness.
Postpartum. No joke. Right,
no joke at all. And then after my son was born, I had 3 miscarriages, and then my daughter was born. And so that was just a sea of emotions, so many ups and downs, every possible emotion you can feel. And then ending with this joyful, oh my goodness, I have 2 children, like, this is crazy. And so I was so thankful.
Not supposed to have any.
Not supposed to have any.
Right.
And I have 2. Like, I felt so incredibly lucky. And right when I was pregnant with my daughter, it's when I discovered doTERRA. And I thought, well, this stuff is crazy, and I'm going to be the person that proves that it's all fake. Like, I'm going to be the one that breaks this apart and proves that everybody's crazy.
Get him nuts.
I couldn't prove it wrong. Every time that I tried to say, well, there's no way. doTERRA specifically, No, everything that doTERRA said, I was able to back up. I couldn't debunk anything. And then I was accidentally falling in love with them in this process. So, and I'm so thankful that I tried so hard to debunk that these oils do what they do, because I was able, right?
Since you're my applied,
right. Because it filtered.
I'm like, it filtered down. Praise God.
Yay. But no, it's been remarkable. And so with the specifics of the emotional oils, they have come into play in so many aspects of our life. And I guess let's dive right into it, because I want to really kind of look at, show you the way that I view them. So I don't view them as magic. I view them as science. And I think that the beautiful thing about science is, whether or not we like it, when we understand why something does something or how something does something, we're much more likely to use it. We're much more likely to appreciate it. And then it can become this very real thing that we can use in our lives. So how do we keep our emotions positive? Okay. Big question. Yeah. So oftentimes we try a hobby, maybe you should go do something, or,
running and this and that,
Yeah. Go do yoga.
Quilting or whatever.
Be active in the community. If it's, exercising, if you're active that way, whatever, go. If we talk
do more.
Yes.
Do more. You're not doing enough.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. You don't know me very well.
Do less. And then, sometimes some other good ones on the flip side of that would be with meditation. Now we're being quiet and doing something, or some people will even try aromatherapy. The thing about all of that is in moderation, that can be great. But yeah, if we're doing too much, our emotions are not going to get what they need, and they need kind of, I consider working out and taking time for emotional care very important equally. I feel that, sometimes they can cross over, but if you just do one and you don't do the other, we're not going to have that full body healing and health. Okay. So with aromatherapy, basically, if we're not sure what that is, it's just using essential oils to affect our emotions and our psychology. So when we approach aromatherapy, let's be open-minded and let's try a couple of things. We don't have to just use lavender. I feel like that is the one that everyone, oh yeah, I take lavender baths and eucalyptus showers.
Yeah. And odds are though, most of the lavender you've smelled has been adulterated in some kind, or is straight up synthetic.
Right.
So
not lavender.
I actually like doTERRA lavender.
I do too.
Which I thought, I was after that massage experience, there's no way. Yeah.
Me too. I don't like it from the bottle anywhere else. I like doTERRA's. I'll even do blind smell tests, blindfolded. And I've always chosen it. It's crazy. Okay. So what we're going to look for when we're using our essential oils is what sort of type of essential oils in the blend. And then for those of you who love chemistry, there's actually different chemistry components that are in the essential oils. So if you love to dive into chemistry, you can get super, super nerdy in this and have a great time. I love it, but I don't know how to regurgitate the information. I find it fascinating to read. I love to study it. I don't know how to talk about it. The chemistry goes right over my head. So let's just talk about the different plants. So when we're mixing oils, we have grasses and herbs and spice and trees and citrus and roots and all sorts of different places from the plant that we actually get our oils, but a lot of them have specific uses. For example, if you look at your seeds are oftentimes linked with fertility. So I started to notice that when I was looking at trying to balance my hormones and fertility, I was noticing that I was carrot seed was an oil that was coming up a lot. And these seed oils were often linked to what I needed to support my hormones. So you'll notice patterns sometimes, where sometimes trees and barks will be really soothing. So let's do, and grounding, which
earthy,
is earthy,
brings you down and
stable, strong.
You.
We don't feel all flighty.
Citrus, whereas you smell it and you go,
yes,
it's bright.
It's bright. Love it. Yes, it is. So this is for your own visual benefit. Some of us I know learn more visually. So if you were to search for the emotional wheel, you can either search that at doTERRA.com or you can just Google it. This will pop up and then you can expand it and blow it up and look at it really closely. Obviously, this isn't large enough to study it specifically, but with herbs and grasses, we find that we're going to want to choose those when we're feeling discontent, bitter, or angry. People kind of laughed at that. I was one of them in the beginning. I was like, well, that's ridiculous. But I noticed it. I tested on my kids. My daughter just turned 5. She was picked on today at school, and she came home bawling. It broke my heart. I know, it was the saddest thing. Oh my goodness, it gave me a sea of emotions. And so I had her smell our emotion oils, and the one that she was drawn to was called Forgive. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And I just thought that was crazy. The other oil she was drawn to was it was Peace. And so what we'll see is, what we'll see is when we're not sure how we're feeling, maybe I don't know that I'm bitter or angry. Maybe I think I'm bored or disinterested. Smell the oil. Yeah. Now you'll know how you feel. It'll tell you, because whatever you're drawn to the most kind of is revealing. So sometimes we don't know how to be emotional
ourselves. To realize something too, and then you need it even more. Introspection. So,
oh my goodness.
Rough.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. I kind of like this as like a nice little secret way to see into my own psyche, like my own feelings, you know, because we can trick ourselves sometimes. We're fine. How you doing today? I'm good. I'm okay. I'm fine.
The truth. I got it. God's good. We're fine.
Good. Oh my gosh, when people just have that, like, how are you? Good. No, like you asked me how I am, I'm going to tell you, or my oils are going to tell you.
Smell this. And apply it and use it, right?
Yeah, use it.
And then,
I carry all of mine like this. No, you're good. And I have them with me all day long, every single day. This fits beautifully in my purse, and I have all of them.
What are these ones?
These are the yoga ones.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have found that I'm a huge fan. I mean, driving down the road, I'll just diffuse this. I have a car diffuser, obviously. How could I not? Right. And so I will just have my oils with me all the time, and I can always have like a check for myself. Like I thought I was feeling this way. I'll smell this. Nope, not the oil. Okay. So spice oils, that's going to be the oil you're going to want to go to if you're feeling somber, disinterested, or bored. I like to diffuse cinnamon when my kids are doing homework. I feel that, I don't know, there's something about it. It's spicy and it perks them up. Citrus oils are going to be for when we're discouraged, gloomy, or distressed, which makes sense because they are elevating in our mood. They uplift us. Even something simple like drinking lemon in our water to actually straight up smelling wild orange out of the bottle and just getting a good huff of it. And then the tree oils are good for when we're grieving and we're sad, or if someone's feeling ashamed about something. So there are, I think, 3 more on the other slide, maybe 2.
Slide. Got it.
Slide line. So mint oils and floral oils are the last 2. So with mint, it's going to be an oil you're going to want to go to when you're feeling apathetic, insecure, or anxious. So when my son is feeling insecure about starting, you know, a new program or something, just bring some peppermint. I give him some peppermint and some peppermint beadlets. It changes his thought process on the whole situation so much. He is so much more
clear.
Yeah, and he's like more confident. It's amazing. Yeah. It's really great. And then the floral oils we would go to when we're feeling fearful, worried, or hurt. So the usage tip for this, because obviously if it's just in the bottle and it's not doing anything, it's pretty useless. We need to actually open the bottles and put them on our body and smell them and drink them and cook with them and whatever to make them useful.
So
yes, yes, delicious. In the morning, I like to use the oils on my wrists. Midday, I put them over my heart. Usually by the middle of the day, there's been at least one person that has either ran a red light and kind of startled you or upset you in some way. So it's like,
or you have children at home.
Yeah, and you're pulling out your hair and you're saying for them. I don't know how to do it. Mommy needs a second. An oil break. We don't take coffee breaks, take oil breaks.
And then she gets them too.
Yes.
And everyone then we have our oil, and then it takes a nice breather. Really?
Okay. It really is. Okay. I find that I parent better with essential oils, which I don't know. I don't know if it's a claim, but I don't think it is. It's not intentionally a claim that it does something, but I swear to you, I'm a better mom with oils. Yeah. I don't feel hopeless. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, my kid is doing this.
There's support for you.
Yeah. Or I'm doing this, or I feel this way, and I don't know. I don't have anyone in my corner. With essential oils, I have a whole arsenal of tools in my corner, and at any given moment, I can put these tools to good use. It's such a good feeling. So in the evening, I like to diffuse them near our beds. So every single room in my house, including the kitchen, including the garage, has a diffuser. God. I diffuse everywhere we are. So if we're going to spend some time in the garage working on something, there's a diffuser in there. I am always diffusing. There's something to be said about the aromatic compounds and the inhalation of these pure and incredibly potent oils. It's beautiful. Again, it's not magic, it's science, but you want it to be magic because it's so majestic.
It's a little both, right?
My kid calls it magic, but it's not. All right, what do we have next? Okay, so this is a chart that you can find, and what it's going to do is show you here in the purple, if you look in the center of the screen, if you were to zoom in, you would be able to see that all of the feelings that were chosen to describe how you may be feeling when you're drawn to these oils are listed there. Obviously, those aren't the only options. Those are just the most common ones. And so those are listed. And so now we're going to kind of talk a little bit about breaking them down. Oh, no, I guess I must have got rid of that slide. Sorry, we'll go back. I would like to show you. So they are named in sort of obvious ways. So like Motivate would be a good oil. This is an oil that Yeah, this is a great morning oil. I can't currently drink caffeine right now, and this has been an amazing caffeine, not replacement, but something to use to perk my brain up in the morning. And so it's mints and it's citrus. So it's here at the top of the screen, and it's mints and citrus. So if you were to zoom in and look at what emotions would be covered there, you would know whether or not you're probably going to be drawn to this. I find that, gosh, it's so good. This oil, do you want some?
Evening, but
I know it's evening, but one.
I don't know if I need more like uplifting.
I'm sure I
just put on peace.
It's so delicious.
Oh, it's nice.
I just love this one.
It reminds me of like the minty Christmas cookies. You know, the fluffy ones?
Oh my gosh, the fluffy minty Christmas cookies in an oil. No, I have to tell you, it makes me truly happy. And so before my kids do homework every night, I put Motivate on them. So now as women, we go through the day and we're hit with an array of emotions. So I might use all of these in the day. I would like to say that
they're in the touch roller. She's got the touch.
Yes, which I prefer.
Which are pre-diluted for any age, which is great. You don't have to think about the dilution factor. Right. It's there for you. It's ready. You just apply it and you're good.
Exactly. And it's super great. I don't know if we went over dilution, why it's so important. The essential oils are light and volatile. They will evaporate quickly. So when we put them on our skin, they might not absorb as well.
But yeah, they'll flash off.
Yeah.
They'll call it.
So the greasy, fatty coconut oil, and it drags it deeper into our skin.
Medium chain.
Which is, yes, exactly. Which is so, and it was a nerd moment, I liked it, which is wonderful. So the dilution helps it absorb into our skin, which makes it
it stays
more effective.
Mm-hmm. It'll stay there and stay on you, so it actually can penetrate the skin and be absorbed into the bloodstream.
Exactly. Yay! So that's why I use all the touch rollers. If the yoga ones came in touch, I'd have them that way as well. But just, as a rundown for, a typical day as a woman, waking up with Motivate's nice, or cheer. Maybe you, didn't sleep so well. And then as you get through the day, sometimes we need some peace or we need console. I know I need forgive quite often. And then a lot of people love to diffuse right before they go to sleep. They love to diffuse passion. They also like to diffuse peace. I know, hello. But they like to diffuse peace as well if they are prone to like a really overactive mind and they can't quiet it down and they just want to go to sleep and they want to be peaceful. Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, that's my niece's go-to. It's got whatever. Right,
yes.
Just like, grass. Talk about a grass. It's like dirt. But it's so grounding. It's crazy.
It is. It's amazing. Every time I think, my kids are not falling asleep tonight, I'll just diffuse that. Great.
Oh,
I love it. So yes, this is, I don't know, as a woman with or without children, I don't know how I would survive on a daily basis with these. And I hear this from women who aren't necessarily as emotional as I am either. Women that are very even keel. They just, but they just feel more supported, Yeah.
You've got options.
Yes, right?
You're not by yourself.
No.
No.
Like,
even if you are a believer, it's like, okay, I've got extra support. Which is really nice.
Backup, it's nice. Something in your corner. Okay, so now we'll do the next slide. Sorry. The original oils that you talked about earlier, the 4 that we still have from the beginning, and I do not put these oils aside. I don't carry them with me anymore, but I don't put them aside. I actually use them at home quite a bit. So Citrus Bliss is an oil that basically smells like creamsicles. It's amazing. I love it. I cook with it. I know that it doesn't have an internal use
dry with it in my dryer.
Ooh.
Down the dryer balls. Very fresh.
Delicious. Yummy. Oh, that's a great choice. Yes. I sprayed it as an air freshener, but that's a better. So anyway, it's fabulous. I was particularly drawn to Citrus Bliss when I was in a time of mourning. And I have heard that from a lot of women, that if we're mourning the loss of a dream that we had, and maybe that was, something was crushed, if we're mourning the loss of really just an instance, we have found that a lot of women are drawn, and men, are drawn to Citrus Bliss. It's a great oil to help us feel secure and comforted in a time of grief and in a time of mourning. Serenity is a great and calming blend. This mood management chart is another one of those charts that you can find online. And I like to go to it as well when I don't want to take the time to sniff each oil. I just kind of want to cheat and see, okay, what emotion do I think I'm feeling, and I'll just choose that oil. Serenity is a really amazing oil when you just feel like you just need to be brought down a notch, and you just need to almost feel like it's like a hug in a bottle, you know, and
you want to feel serene.
Yeah. And it's crazy. My kids.
I love the doTERRA naming of all these.
I know. We really
just
haven't
the name,
put much thought
right?
into
Like
it.
just the name of it. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy. My kids will go to sleep with this on their toes almost every night. I will as well. So.
Which also comes in the gel.
Yes. Oh my gosh, those are so
to
great.
take internally. And so they're pre-diluted, they're ready to go. My husband and my mother-in-law is loving this right now. She's trying to get off some prescription drugs, using that as additional sleep support.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, as women, our sleep can get so messed up from just our hormones. Just one tiny little
the
level
baby cries
off.
or doesn't cry. Do you think he cried?
Right.
And then your adrenaline's pumping, and then you're
yes.
okay, I can sleep.
Right.
But then
and then you're up. You're like, well, it's 2 a.m. May as well go, clean something. I don't know. So when we need to have a nice night's sleep, or during the day when we're feeling extremely impatient, Serenity is a great oil. Balance sort of gives it away. It balances you.
Jam.
Yeah, this was the
I don't go anywhere without balance.
Really?
Anywhere.
Okay, see, I used to. That was me. But then all of these, I was like, oh, but I want them all. With balance, I first used it when I had to take my son, he was 3, to a birthday party, and I was not in the like social mood that day. I did not want to see people. I didn't want the stress of dealing with a tiny toddler, and I just
and a kid's birthday party,
right? Yeah, I mean, really, please. And so I knew I had promised him I had to go. So I put balance, 2 drops on my heart. That's it, 2 tiny drops on my heart. By the time I had his shoes on and his coat on and we were heading out the door, I felt balanced. And I kind of giggled to myself. This was still in my I'm going to prove this wrong thing. And as I'm driving, I'm giggling to myself. The aroma is incredible. I feel comforted. I feel relaxed. I feel that it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It was designed to do.
Woody, really, really beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah. It's really, really great. And then with Elevation, this is one for me that's hit and miss. Like I either love it or I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good today. I'm all right. So some people, I've heard that like more and more lately, I must not be alone. So this is an oil that is extremely uplifting. It's called the Joyful Blend. Elevation will elevate you. Really? Okay. Kyle likes it too. And honestly, whenever you have to get like multiple tasks done.
Introverts maybe.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, a new study will begin. But when you have like a large to-do list, which what woman does not have a large to-do list? I feel like mine never shrinks and only grows. When you know that you have X amount of hours to accomplish a ton of things, this is your oil. Put a couple drops on your wrist, 1 or 2 on your heart, and you will just suddenly see that you are somehow working more efficiently, you're getting more things done, and somehow things are getting checked off the to-do list. It's amazing. I'm a big fan. So love those oils. So we don't want to forget them. Oh, yeah, that would have been helpful. Sorry.
Recap.
Yeah, we'll do the recap here. So we have found through research, through actual studies, this is an opinion, that these essential oils are formulated specifically to do what they say they're going to do, which is so nice. It's easy to read someone's opinion on a blog, but it's so reassuring to get to read actual science. And doTERRA's science blog has done an excellent job of bringing science to the average individual. You know, we don't have to be scientifically minded. We can just be a human, and we can see the powerful benefits of these essential oils. So remember that these oils can promote positive emotions. We don't have to feel gloomy or icky if we're feeling gloomy or icky. And it's important for us to remember that these oils are good at helping us identify our negative emotions. We might not know how we're feeling, but they'll help us figure it out.
Yeah, it takes that peak, that high down, and it brings up the low and stuff, and then it's not like, oh, these facts and opinions are so similar.
Right.
No, they're not. Like facts are facts, and like I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
The science of it, not just for tradition's sake. It's always blah 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 blah, because like aromatherapy out there, and like even some of our really early books that were associated with doTERRA but not written by doTERRA, like some verbiage in there is like, what were you smoking when you wrote this? Because like you're just spouting off stuff and you're like making really weird claims. And
weird claims that you cannot back up maybe,
or can't back up, or it's just really odd, or you're like overstretching. And,
overstretching. People loved doing that in the beginning. They're like, oh, I did this. And
yeah, so
this is a great chart to have on hand. So we might be in a frantic moment as a woman. That might happen at one point in our life where we're just frantic. And, I don't know if you've ever seen a woman like flip out, or maybe you've been that woman. I don't know. I'm not sure. But sometimes.
How to get emotional, like in public? Never.
If we happen to see another woman have this moment, because it won't be us, we could have sort of the general idea of this chart memorized, and we'll be able to help them quickly. So if we see that they need to be soothed or uplifted, or if they need to be calmed down, we can identify, okay, what essential oil chemistry is linked to those emotions. And so you'll know, well, this chemical compound is always present in this type of oil, and that is what they need right now. Give them this.
And produces this result, a calming effect.
Exactly. Kind of Yep, and it's apparently, if we just dedicate 15 minutes a day to this wheel, we can really
heal the world.
We'll at least heal that crazy woman who's panicking in the storm. My goodness. So this is very important, and something like this, people might feel overwhelmed with, but it's very valuable. We want to use these oils, and what's the point of having them on hand if we don't know how to fully benefit from them? And something like this chart is just such a simple way to benefit the most we can from our oils. Yay!
So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our new products that just came out at convention this year. And sorry, I don't have the prices on here, but I can you can look them up because they're readily available. But jasmine, so we just saw on that chart, like jasmine, it's a monoterpene backbone, and then it's a calming effect. Okay, so which is crazy because like it'll have that effect, but it also can uplift the mood, which is a really like, you're like, but what? And so it's just a super multifaceted oil for you. I mean, it smells divine. So jasmine technically is an absolute because of the way it's such a delicate flower. It comes from the actual flower, the petals. It's so delicate if we did it the way that we do most, or I mean, there's several different techniques, but it would be basically melted together in this big lumpy stuff. So like it's a two-step process, which then technically is no longer considered an essential oil. It's an absolute. Same with vanilla, it would be an absolute. So it's our Jasmine Touch Roller Absolute Blend, not blend, just the jasmine. And it's great to use as a perfume, and it promotes healthy looking, glowing complexion and skin, and reduces skin imperfections as well. And just
I'm very excited about this.
So wonderful. Again, so like pulse points, to use there.
And with this oil, if you're not a fan, out of the bottle, put it on your skin. There's something that it changes. I wasn't a huge fan outside of the bottle.
Isn't it Whisper?
I think so. Oh, I thought I had Whisper for a second.
Double check. I think so. That's the unique thing about Whispers. When you apply it to your body, it's it's our woman's blend, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. It smells different on everyone.
It does.
It really does.
We had a room of 20 women once, 20, and it smelled completely different on every single woman.
Because it works with your unique body chemistry.
It's really cool. It's your own personal perfume.
It really is.
I like it.
Yeah. Next in our floral touch line here, Neroli Touch. So some of the history on Neroli, I thought it was really fascinating. Virgins would put the flowers in their hair on their wedding day. So they'd be walking down the aisle and they would go through their whole, party and whatever. And so this flower had been in their hair all day, helping them in case they had, these reservations about the wedding night, right? And also, though, same neroli, prostitutes would also use that day for enticing the men for evening things, which was like
two ends of the spectrum.
Two ends of the spectrum, but like still very useful for if you're having those issues maybe in the bedroom. Also promotes a positive mood, but be careful because I was using it last week actually, and I was like, need to stop using neroli a little bit. Just being honest, like I love my husband. But it also can help reduce feelings of anxiousness, again, in the bedroom maybe, or anywhere else, that can help bring you down a little bit. Smooth transition through stages of life. So if you do have those, maybe a new job, maybe you just had a baby, there's a lot of different things going on. Neroli plus rose would be great postpartum.
Oh, so good.
Postpartum for moms, and then diffusing something like, elevate or motivate, or a lot of the again the citrus stuff to bring or even peace. It would just kind of depend on the mom, but neroli and rose would just really would help the heart heal as well, because sometimes you don't bond with your baby right away. Or your husband is things are different. Like I mean, there can be intense, or you lost a parent or a loved one, somebody's passed away, and again, the rose is just amazing for that. I'm going to talk about that. But
we have been so drawn to this oil lately. Neroli. So drawn. Like it's been crazy. My kids even, we are just obsessed with it. And again, did not like it out of the bottle. I smelled it and I was like, very earthy, because I'm a citrus person. I'm always a citrus girl. Then I put it on. Wow. Huge fan. I love it. And it's definitely I'm noticing a difference when my kids come home after school and I put this on the back of their neck. It's just same thing with the jasmine too. It calms you down, but it lifts you up.
Like it takes those highs and lows and just
they're such pleasant humans now. I love it.
I'm such an amazing mom.
I know. But no, truthfully, like you're absolutely right. Like it is such a soothing oil. I love it.
So great. And again, with new moms to be using late in pregnancy to promote a healthy inflammatory response, right? We don't want our system going crazy. We want a healthy inflammatory response. So the rose touch, again, these are all in the touch roller bottles. So they're pre-diluted perfectly for peak therapeutic efficacy for that specific oil. So they do, different dilutions for different things. And that's, again, the science, and I can trust doTERRA that they're doing that, and it's so amazing. The rose, emotionally uplifting, helps balance moisture levels in the skin. So very great for skin. A lot of these ones are great for skin. Again, skin imperfections, it'll reduce those, and healthy skin tone, and help with the bonding or heart healing, emotional support for brokenheartedness. Rose really stays with you. The petals of the rose, they feel kind of waxy. Well, that's almost like when you're putting this on it, like it's got and I forget now the chemical constituent of it, but it'll stay with you for a really long time. Whereas like some of the other oils, the citruses kind of go,
yes, they do.
They, even if they're diluted, they leave you a little sooner. Whereas like rose, it's like
all day.
All day. It's just there, and it just stays with you. I just love that.
So comforting.
So pleasant, and just wonderful.
I'm excited that they're all good for skin, because I have been breaking out lately for no reason. But our body sometimes does that. It throws us random symptoms for no reason.
Well, there's a reason we still don't know yet.
Well, right. I don't know. No reason.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to me. Yes. But of course there's a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's essential oils from doTERRA that are strenuously tested. You're getting those other benefits, not just in your skin.
Right.
Like
I love that I can put
this. Maybe you need more toning. Maybe you are grieving something, or like you said, like the loss of a dream. It's really interesting. It's like doTERRA is my passion. Thankfully, I get to work with this in classes and stuff. But like, because I have 2 little kids and one on the way, it's like, I need that balance and wanting to teach more, because I also teach posture. And it's like,
feeling
I need some rose.
True.
There's just not enough time in the day, and finding your calling and everything takes time. Copaiba. So Copaiba. Dr. Hill says Copaiba, so I'm going with that.
Love it.
From the Amazon, correct? Rainforest.
Which everything good comes from there. So exciting.
So we're talking cannabinoid. No THC. We don't deal in illegal stuff.
Right. doTERRA style.
Yeah. You will not have any psychoactive like effects of your brain, none of that. It's going to be direct interaction though with our CB2 receptors in the body, which is going to be the immune system as well as the I'm thinking endocrine, right? Endocrine system. So hormones, growth, sleep, all these things. Research has shown nerve excitability, some other chronic, I don't know how to say it,
can help
digestive support. Really amazing oil, up to 55% of the BCP, right? Beta carophylline, which is the cannabinoid in this, is up like above 50%, which is amazing. Even in CBD oils can't even claim that.
No, nowhere near that.
Yeah, like less than 1% sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is really exciting. Again, completely legal. CB2 receptors, so you're not going to get the high. Right. And
you might feel really happy though because it's working nicely for you.
It's wonderful. So the other day I'm playing on the floor with my kids, and like it's so hard. So I said I was a posture coach, and it's so hard to stay in your bones and in alignment when you're on the floor with your kids, because you don't have the support you need to be up more. But I'm not going to get into it all anyway. So like my lower back started kind of, kinking and spasming on me, and like, okay, I need something. I'm like, Copaiba. So I go over to it, and I just put a drop in my hand, a little bit of our lotion. So that was kind of a dilution for me. Just rub it all over, and I'm feeling pretty good.
So amazing.
Within minutes, which was really excellent. I hope I was compliant with all that, but like was feeling things and and I felt better.
I was feeling things, and then I wasn't feeling things.
So, but yeah, research shows nerve excitability helps to calm that. Again, skin, and also promotes healthy inflammatory response. So digestion, what I was diagnosed with. I'm not going to say it again. But super exciting for all these different powerful antioxidant. Dr. Hill says we should be taking copaiba, frankincense, and Dr. Hill ever say, and his medical board. Like he's
Yeah, the entire scientific medical board.
So we should be taking copaiba, Siberian fir, one of our new ones, and frankincense internally every day.
So I've started doing that since I got back from Utah last month. Oh my goodness. It really is making an amazing difference.
Great.
I'm across all the systems of my body, of the issues I've been wanting to address. It's incredible.
I just heard it again on Wednesday from our recap, and I was like, do that. Where's my veggie caps? We sell them. We sell veggie caps, which is great. Empty ones, so you can
And I'm just I don't mind the taste. I just put it under my tongue.
Oh, do you?
And then I just drink some water.
Lots of water. Yeah.
And if you're one of those folks out there who's new to the idea of putting doTERRA essential oils directly in your mouth, and you're concerned that might be extremely dangerous because they're so potent and so powerful, you can go to the doTERRA science blog, which is at doTERRA.com, and they search for mucous membranes. And there's a great article there that talks about how the oils work with our body when we use them internally, and how incredibly well received they are with just the makeup of our body. It's amazing. And of course it's science, and I can't, spew it back perfectly. So you'll have to read it for yourself, but it's fabulous, and it's so exciting, and it's been amazing. Very helpful.
Yeah.
So, soil's a big deal.
Super amazing.
I'm so excited about it.
So excited. My son is cutting cutting teeth.
Growing teeth. I don't know.
He's cutting teeth through the gums. So I'm using this as well because healthy inflammatory response and ... Yes.
Nervous system support and
right. Yeah, really great. Again, diluted, 2% for him. He's 1. Okay, now we're going to transition into then the last half hour we have nutrition and energy support. So I'm going to go over a few things. So like I said, from this pregnancy, I'm on a full dose of RLLV, which stands for Lifelong Vitality Supplements. With my last baby, that went to term, Archer I was just on a half dose, and then I was doing my PB assist daily. Like I still had the fatigue and just lots, and I didn't really think like, why would I like think that it was, I don't know. Anyway, so this time I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go to a full dose, which is 4 pills of each. So it's 12 pills a day plus my PB assist, plus I do our CalMag, our bone nutrient supplement. So, you know, and then I do sometimes the Arterazyme, which is an enzyme support. You know, again, I have digestive issues, so I take that definitely if I have a really heavy meal, helps to, their enzymes, right? So it assists your body in the breakdown of food. So that, I mean, that can be a lot of pills in a day. They're not as big as some other companies, they're like horse pills.
Right, no, you don't want the mega pill.
Yeah, yeah. Which, and again, like I can, not again, but I can take these on an empty stomach.
Right.
Which if you cannot with your supplement, take them on an empty stomach. If it says to take it with food and you get a tummy ache, if you don't, that is huge because ours is food-based. To get a really good one, it needs to be food-based because if it's not food-based or plant-based or like natural-based,
your body doesn't know
synthetic-based or a lot more fillers into it than needs to be. All these different things that are, again, going in your body because supplements are not regulated can be actually very damaging to your cells, cellular level. I mean, cancer is through the roof. I mean, what's the cause? We don't really know the underlying cause, and maybe it is some of that stuff. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't know. But like, let's use food to support our body and
nutrition, not just compounded horse pills.
Right. Right. And like so with the PB assist, like amazing. If I miss a day, I know it.
So okay, on that note, I have to take a test for my naturopath and I have to be off of pre and probiotics for 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah. I'm on day 10 and I'm crying. I am noticing a massive difference. My tummy is, can I say bloated? I'm uncomfortable. I don't feel as like perky and ready to face the day. I just feel icky and I don't feel like my food's not digesting as well. I feel like I have to like eat super slow and like otherwise I'm gonna get a tummy ache. I mean, it is so weird, huge difference. And I take the ones for kids. I take the PB Assist Junior because I prefer it for me personally.
Again, if you don't want to do another pill, then you have
and that's why I just don't want another pill.
It's like candy. My daughter's like,
so good. I know. My kids call it the Sandy vitamin and they love it. It's so cute. It's delicious. So,
well, it's our probiotic, which isn't like billions and billions and billions and all, because it's all about quality,
not quantity.
Not quantity. They say you can refrigerate it, but you don't have to. I mean, use it when you get it. I do mine every day. I know doTERRA suggests 10-day kind of different things, and you find it works for you, but I like 1 a day. That's how I do mine. And along with the probiotics, there's a prebiotic fiber which works with the colon and I mean fiber, right? And like it's, I don't know, the science on that, again, I'm not going to get into it, but amazing stuff. We've got some other nutrition support for well, men and women, but our Terra Greens, our Trim Shake. I like the Trim Shakes because even though it's only 8 grams of protein, so like to feel full, you need a lot of protein. So like I like this as like an snack.
It's a great snack.
Or if I'm like, okay, I'm going to be real healthy and have like a salad for lunch, I'll also add a Trim Shake maybe.
I like that.
They're only 70 calories.
Right.
So it's really great. I get the chocolate.
Chocolate with the peanut butter, the organic peanut butter powder from Costco. Have you tried that?
Yeah. The PB Fit.
My kids think it's dessert. I put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes.
Ice cream.
It's like a little Frosty. They totally think that they're having a treat. They don't know.
Dude.
It's great. Dude. We have to get wise about these things with our kids, right? Yeah.
So good. And we've talked about the lemon in the water. It's an easy way to get started. I would suggest 1 drop if you're not used to essential oils. You're using them just 1 drop a day. I know I do a few drops in like a few times a day.
Right.
But I've been using them for almost 4 years, and so my body's used to it because you will go through a little detox. Okay? There's a lot in your system that is been hammered by environmental, food, all sorts of stuff in your body. So, and we also have a specific detoxing program called GX Assist.
So great.
which is really awesome. I haven't been able to do it again because like I'm pregnant, I'm breastfeeding now, I'm pregnant again.
That is so funny.
But soon, next time, yeah. And I put energy support on this slide as well because, like I said, like I'm 14 weeks pregnant now, but like this first trimester of this pregnancy, like, no fatigue.
Wow.
I was tired sometimes, but like both pregnancies before, like I had to take a nap. I had to come home and just crash. And like, literally the only thing that's changed is I went from a half dose to a full dose of LLB.
You know, what's interesting about that? Some people are able to kind of bounce back and forth in different seasons. So I'll notice there are times when Kyle needs a full dose and times when he needs half, and same with me. Right. And so it's great that it's formulated like that. It's not, it's fluid. You're able to, but I do feel, it's designed to be full dose and it's best full dose, but you can play with it sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's definitely, we notice a major difference when it's full dose. Way different.
Yeah, so good. And then energy. So like the emotional stuff, you're going to look for like uplifting oils, so it's definitely emotional driven for like energy as well, right? Motivation, all those citrus, the peppermint, I love peppermint and wild orange, drop of both. I'm such a diluter though. I'm like, I want it to stay with me. So a squirt of our doTERRA lotion, which is unscented for a reason.
Right.
They want us to use whatever scent you want, which is great. And it's just like, ready for my day.
It's so true.
Guys. So it just
in the pickup line at school when you're waiting for your kid for like 45 minutes. It's so great. I don't know. I think that's what it's called, but yeah, no, not that kind of pickup line. But you're waiting in line to get your kids from school, and that's a good one. It just, really perks you up. I like it. Yes, it's energizing. Yes. It's lovely. Yeah.
So great. So I'm going to hand it back over to Jen. She's going to talk specifics about like Rob Young, who formulated it, and why his passion, and why doTERRA is like, go for it. So there's lifelong vitality.
Yeah. So Rob Young created this because his kind of goal in life was that he wanted to be able to create like the perfect supplements. And doTERRA,
he's been in the industry for a long time,
like 20 years. Yeah. And so at the time, and so he really wanted to have that opportunity, and doTERRA really wanted to work with him. So they said, do it.
Nobody else would let him.
Right. Nobody else would let him go for it.
It's expensive to like formulate and do and possibly sell, right? Like,
so expensive. Yeah. And you have trials and everything. And so they said, go for it. And he did. And how thankful are we that he did?
So thankful.
Oh my gosh. It's so amazing. Yes. This is fabulous. I've couldn't be more thankful for a product. This is the number one selling product in doTERRA, which is funny because I guess we are primarily an essential oil company, but we don't have an oil that's the number one product. It's this, and it's because of what it's able to do. So when we think about the current state of affairs with our nation, specifically here in America, the world itself isn't as unhealthy, I would say, probably socially, as the average American, would you say?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Where are you going? The developed world, anyway. And I think that we have some interesting habits in America that, especially when it comes to our food, that we're just maybe not getting the best nutrition from our food anymore.
Even developing countries,
right?
I feel like could be better, but probably are better than us.
Oh, yeah, right? I know. Oh, I know. It's tragic. We're in sort of a crisis here. Information was released that our children's generation, this is the first time this has happened in a very, very long time, but our children's generation is actually going to have a lower life expectancy than our generation. We're going backwards. That is a crisis. That is so troubling and so sad. We need to look at our toxicity. We need to look at our cellular health, and we need to figure out ways to not allow this to happen. So I want to make sure I don't miss any of the big points. So I am going to read some notes that I've written down. And I feel that for me, since my emotional wellness is something that I specifically seek to support on a daily basis, this Lifelong Vitality LLV is something that supports me in a way that is so noticeable. It's huge. Aromatherapy has been around for, centuries. It's not a new concept. We've seen it in lots of countries all around the world. But
herbs and plants.
Right, exactly. And obviously not to the quality level that doTERRA is providing now. This is new in that sense. But the general concept's been around that we can support our emotions. Yeah, exactly. And we study plants to find new medicines. So let's look specifically at this. So the whole point of the Lifelong Vitality system is for us to live longer and to feel younger while we're doing that. So not sustaining life, but feeling icky. Live longer and feel younger, right? And when Rob was creating this, he really set out to create something that was going to be a whole body nutrient that was going to be very well received by our body. So I guess scientists have looked at our lifespan within our body and in our tissues, and they actually say that under extraordinarily healthy circumstances, we could see life expectancy to like 120 plus years. But we don't live that long, like by a long shot. We kind of live about half that, a little over half. And the driving factors in that are our lifestyle choices. So that can be a choice to exercise or not, to drink water or not, to eat properly, what have you. If we are adding into a healthy lifestyle this as our foundation, we are seeing incredible differences in people's lives. So oftentimes people say, well, what makes you feel old? My grandpa used to always say, never get old, little girl, never get old. And I'd always be like, well, that's terrifying because I have to. Right. Like, I can't not age. Like, that's horrendous. What do I do? And what it boils down to is the things that make us feel old is that we can't sleep well, or we have lots of discomfort, or we have less vitality just in general. We're forgetful, right? I'm always forgetful. Our skin becomes wrinkled. Mom brain. We'll start to see, I have the mom wrinkles, they're like, oh no, the scolding wrinkles. And so, we'll start to see these signs of aging, whether they're emotional or physical or whatever. And so when these supplements were formulated, all of these responses were in mind. And so let's talk first. Oh wait, there was something on this slide that I want to look at. Okay, so this blend here, the EO Mega. Why can't I? This is incredible, and this actually has your omega oils, which is very important, but it also has essential oils in it. So if we take a look at clove essential oil, clove on the antioxidant chart is through the roof. We are not finding something that can beat it at this point. Clove essential oil is wildly powerful. I don't know. Have we tested it? Oh, maybe. Ooh. Okay.
But when this
we can email it in and ask, can you add that? Okay, thanks. Save us
that way I don't get added to
I don't have to add it every year. I don't think it. But the importance of having the essential oils in with the omega oils is for what was I saying? Yeah, thank you. Okay. So we're feeding ourselves, we're supporting ourselves, and we're making sure that our cells are getting the nutrition that they need. Okay. So I'm going to look back at my notes, making sure what let's say. So as we age, there's different stressors that accelerate the aging process. We find that common sensors are going to be like oxidative stress and free radicals, and these outside sources in our environment, these toxins, these pollutions, even the sunlight and like the UV and all of that. They all can affect.
What shampoos are you using?
Right? Is that not crazy?
What was it on Good Morning America 2 years ago? It was like the average woman puts on like 200 different chemicals on themselves
in her morning routine, or maybe morning and night. Is that not insane?
Just crazy. So it's like, what are you doing?
When I read that or saw that or whatever a couple years ago, that's when I was so motivated to get rid of everything. And we just don't have things that have toxins in our
literally
house.
all doTERRA.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely, 100%. Mm-hmm. And if doTERRA doesn't have it, I have like as close to it as I can get from like a health food store or whatever.
Because we're not a makeup company.
Right. Right. Wouldn't that be great someday? Maybe someday. I don't know.
Someday. I don't know. That's not really true to our who we are.
Yeah. Wellness, I don't know. No. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe in like 20 years.
Like, I think there's some other good makeups out there, but it's like, everything else.
Exactly.
Like literally, quick story. So I used to love,
disclaimer, quick.
hang on. I used to love my husband's cologne. I can't even remember what it was now. Like Adidas something.
Oh,
well, right? Like
it would like give you a headache now.
Like perfume stuff. No, so literally he puts it on the other day because he had this meeting going on, and normally he puts on essential oils for his like fragrance. But like he sprayed it in the bathroom and he left, and I went in there. I don't know how long after he sprayed it. I walked back and I'm like, whoa, I knew what it was, but it was like I hated the smell, and I had to come back through like it's been a while, and I was getting a headache within minutes of smelling that stuff.
Is that not crazy?
It was crazy because I used to love it and crave it and want it. And it's like now that I'm detoxed from all of those like synthetic stuff and these perfumes and all this, like laboratory like grossness.
Yep.
Like I can actually notice that stuff. And I'm like, oh, people like that are crazy. I thought they were just like, insane.
Yeah.
To like be able to detect stuff like just aromatically or with their system. And so now I'm like, well, I'm kind of glad I'm sensitive that way because like
I want to be sensitive to toxins.
My body's like sensitive in a way that is warning me if there's stuff in my environment immediately or whatever, and I can remove that stuff or have the oils to help support that stuff.
That's not something we want to deaden. We want to enhance that feature.
Right.
Just like, when they add sulfur to gas, you want to be aware. Wait, sulfur? What do they add to gas? Do you smell? Smell sulfuric. Anyway. So that you know to run from it. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
No, they're like, I'm not fight or flight. Total pregnancy brain right now. Natural instincts, right?
Oh,
Survival instincts.
Right,
like,
sure.
There's so many things, like, if you're having pain, like, if people say, like, we'll just go get the, like, cortisone shot.
Yeah, no, I don't want to mask it.
Yeah, otherwise you could be doing extra damage, right? So it's like, there's stuff in our body and our system that we don't even understand or comprehend that's there for a reason. And if we live in an environment that's not healthy for that, we'll lose it.
Yeah.
And thankfully to doTERRA, I feel like that's been brought back.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I feel the exact same way. Things that I used to think were great smells, I cannot handle now. Yeah. I cannot have synthetics. Being detoxified is nice. And that's the goal. We don't want to be toxin filled. We want to be as healthy as we possibly can. We have enough environmental threats out there. And then the other threats that affect our cells and everything would be like stress. How many of us women feel stress? I can't imagine. I don't know if there's one woman that I've met in my life that I'm aware of that would be able to say she's never stressed. Like that's part of being a woman. Yeah. No, like it happens. We try not to live in it, but it happens occasionally, sometimes for long durations. And so, yeah, it's nice to be detox. So anyway, the internal ways that our cells can be affected would be stress. If we have a health issue, so let's say we're dealing with some serious inflammation, that can
chemistry in the brain, things are getting put into our body from our brain, different things, chemical constituents that are natural to us. We don't have chemical constituents and essential oils helping combat those that we're already making because of these factors.
Right, we need something to combat the icky. Exactly.
We need to neutralize.
Exactly. So some of the great ways that we do that, people say breathe. Learn to breathe, right? Okay, we need actual oxygen. We need to exercise. We've heard that for years. But something on this slide that I loved that was brought up was the importance of presentation. We don't want to present our body with another thing that it has to figure out, it has to work, and that's causing it to maybe stress as it's figuring something out. We want to give it something it knows. It knows food. Our body knows what to do with food. It knows what to do and how to convert it into energy. So when we're dealing with our LLV, our body is presented to our body as food. So it knows exactly how to handle it. So if you look specifically at the VMZ, that's going to be your vitamins and your minerals. So when we take a bite into an apple, I don't know if you can see on the screen, we get a cloud of vitamins and minerals and all of these wonderful things. But that's not enough. And we could eat an apple a day. We could eat 5 apples a day. And it just might not be enough for what we need. And a lot of people are, for a while when I was a kid, they were obsessed with vitamin C. You have enough vitamin C. And then it was the antioxidant, cranberries, blueberries. Yeah, all the time. People were just downing berries. But when you look at the antioxidant value in a blueberry and you compare it to clove essential oil, they are miles from each other on the chart. Blueberries down here on the chart, and clove oil would be about up here at, the highest level that we've so far, been able to find. It's a big deal. And so, yeah, these things are great. Not that we're going to get rid of blueberries, they're still valuable, add them into our diet. But when we were looking at a whole nutrient complex, we're going to present all of these incredible nutrients to the body in a food form so the body knows how to receive it. It's brilliant. When we depend on fruits and vegetables for our antioxidants, in America, we're not going to get them. We're just simply not going. We're going to miss the mark every
those
single time.
Hothouse tomato idea.
Right. Yeah. No, it's just we're going to miss the mark. It's not going to happen. And it's just not always possible for us to consider that as an option as well, depending on our availability with like supermarkets and things. And wherever we live, we might not have fresh produce every single day. So. This is a great option. One thing I want to point out with LLV is that depending on where you live in the world, it's going to actually be formulated differently. This
really
is
I didn't know that.
Brilliant. Yeah, this is so cool. So if you were to go to, if you were to go to Asia, you will find that the Asian diet is extremely different from the American diet, right? So their dietary needs are going to be different than ours. Oh, Kitty, want to come in?
My cat wants it.
Oh, the kitty, it's so cool. So if you were to look, I don't want to scare. Hi. Our dietary needs in America are going to be different than they are in other countries. And so they formulate this based on the average diet to make sure that this is going to work for everyone, which is so great.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. And then it's not going to give you too much of an ingredient if you're already getting that in your diet wherever you live. So cool.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoa. Mind blown. Let's see. That wasn't in my notes. Now I've lost my place. Okay. So we want to think of LLV as a super antioxidant cocktail. It's a powerful mixture of all of these different things that we require on a daily basis. Let's look ahead to the next. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
This, is the pill that makes LLV for me.
Right.
If I take the other two without this, it's okay. It's good.
The other two is your like whole vitamin and your whole omega plus the essential oils. This takes it to the next level.
It takes it to 20 more levels. I noticed a difference in my cognitive function.
Which was actually that was a lot of what I was doing with Archer too. I was just buying, you could buy our daily nutrition pack and not add this on to make it the LLV.
Yep.
And a lot of times I would just do that. And this pill made all the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference.
Energy.
I can speak more clearly. I can think more clearly. I find that I'm more alert. Overall, I feel so much better when I add in the alpha CRS. This is to target the cells in our body. So we talked earlier about the importance of cellular health. We have toxins in our body and we have cells that have the ability to weaken over time, to damage over time, and to possibly have those damaged cells reproduce, which is not something that we want. We want those cells to signal apoptosis and destroy themselves when the cells unhealthy, bad. We want it to explode and not reproduce, right? Yes. And if the cell hasn't alerted itself that it's been damaged and it's icky and it shouldn't mutate and it needs to self-destruct and it doesn't know to do that, we need to have certain things available in our body that are going to help to encourage icky cells to just go away, damaged cells to repair, and healthy cells to be further strengthened. This is what that is designed to do. I don't think that just saying enhanced cellular energy production is enough. I want to talk a little bit about the little engines in our cell, the
mitochondria.
Yes. And I did have it, but I got rid of it because I thought we would run too long, and then I realized we're talking about it now anyway, so sorry. Anyway, I had a little close-up of what it was.
The powerhouse of the cell, right? The mitochondria, you guys remember that from like biology.
Right? Seriously, it's a fun word to say 10 times fast, whatever. But basically, we try to stimulate our energy artificially, and we try to drink caffeine, or we'll take some green tea down, or whatever, and that's just not going to be beneficial. Energy drinks especially are, I think, one of the crimes of our generation. It's so tragic. Oh, there's no sugar in it.
There's barely any sugar, and it's like,
what does it do to your body? We have to think of the before and after. With doTERRA, when I think of the before and after, I think, okay, before I'm not feeling so well, I've added something to my body knowing I will be improved. Right. I can't say that with an energy drink, right? So the idea is that this helps our cells to also have more energy. This overall LLV together is going to get those little mitochondria in our cells that are our engines to multiply. So as we age, we lose those, which is why you see a child jumping up and down all day long with energy, and then an older person very content to just sit all day long and observe the younger people, right? They're not really out there with them jumping up and down because they have fewer.
Let's take my posture.
Right. Then they're around. But what we tend to see is we see a decline in that natural energy. Okay, we all see this. Well, this is designed.
Our moms, right? Like,
oh,
God. My toddler's running still. I'm up for the life.
I just want to leash them.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So with this, it's supposed to, and it does increase the amount of energy that we have naturally. I have heard so many people say they used to be coffee drinkers, and now they just take LLV. They do not purchase coffee or make coffee at all anymore because this is their coffee. And I think that's much healthier.
Love coffee.
No, I do too, emotionally.
I love the smell of coffee.
Yeah, I do too. It's true.
But I just have one.
There you go, your little 8 ounces that you're allowed or whatever. Okay. Yeah, sure, that's fair. Okay, let's see. I don't want to leave anything out. Okay, so it says that LLV is a super it says, my notes say, is a super antioxidant cocktail of powerful antioxidants. And in the alpha CRS specifically, you're going to see an extract from milk thistle. And that specifically works to regulate production in the liver of I can write it, but I can't say it. Glutathione. Thione. It's a very important antioxidant. That's what we need to know.
It's very important.
And we want our liver to produce it big time. So this is a good thing. Who can read and say and know these things. Okay, good.
Why we need it.
Right.
Why we need it.
And then when we're taking our LLV, we're actually getting 12 plus servings of fruits and veggies. So that's,
I didn't know that.
I mean, right? Pretty amazing. It can lower our stress, and it can lower our it can lower our stress, and that's good because when our stress is lowered, we're more likely to be able to fight off infections and illness and things like that. When we're stressed, we lower our defense response. So we don't want to be stressed. So this helps us be more calm, be more balanced. Yeah. This alone we could talk about for like 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah. So let's just keep going.
Yeah.
But like, we kind of just talked about this, right?
Right. Yeah, basically. If we have oxidative stress in our body and we have these toxins, we're toxic, we're going to be
inflammatory bowel disease. Right. Literally, that's
absolutely. And the problem with that is we tend to see that it starts to snowball. We don't just get to get one.
Yeah.
After a few years, we have 5 things wrong with us or whatever. I mean, it just keeps snowballing. It's a travesty. As more and more systems of our body shut down, we see more and more of this. So we really, really in our culture need to work to effectively eliminate the oxidative stresses in our bodies.
Amen.
So this is what we hear people say when they take LLV. My immune system is healthy. My skin and hair are healthy. I sleep better. I have less discomfort. I feel really well. I'm happy. I'm more sharp. I mean, basically all of the things.
I'm nicer to my husband.
Yeah. Right. Like,
I'm more to take the morning dose. You know, like I put into morning evening doses. And it's like,
I'm skippy.
I need to go take.
I noticed this morning that I had skipped my morning dose because I was a little edgy and it was hard getting my kids off to school. And then once they were gone, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't take my morning dose. And then the rest of the day flowed rather nicely. And I was able to focus. It's really interesting. You get really used to it and you know when you don't have it, just like with the PV assist. Right. If you are one of these people, rare, I'm talking one person I know that has told this to me, but you don't notice a difference when you're on it, and when you're off of it, you just don't know. You cannot tell a difference. You don't notice it like we do that you've missed it. There is something so important to say to those individuals in that small bracket of people. It's still doing something. So even if you don't feel that you had anything wrong with you, so maybe you don't need to take it, what about down the road? Are you doing everything you already can to make sure that you're eliminating your toxins and that you're supporting your cellular health and development? Are you making sure you're getting your antioxidants? Are you getting all of your vitamins and minerals? Are you guaranteed that you're doing that? You know, and
it takes a while. I mean, if you think about our toxic load and
oh my gosh,
and what makeup are you using and all that, if you're thinking of holistically about your entire lifestyle,
how we should think.
And are you living in a big city? Like, are you in San Francisco or in Portland? Are you right down the road from a factory, or all these things? and like it's battling for you, and it might take a few months then to realize something like a little bit more, because it's like, but I mean, you can look at your your urine. If it gets a lot darker,
right,
while you're taking this, and you haven't necessarily changed like any of your other habits, but you're like, whoa, like it's
flushing you out,
coming out of you, right? That shouldn't be there. So again, upping your dose when you're on the LLV, because it's got the essential oils in it, and it's fighting for you, and you need that water. But
you need that water. I mean, I drink like 2 or 3 of these a day.
It took me a while, but like at this point, I mean, been on the system for 2 years, but like at this point, I know if I miss a day. But like, and I was just taking it all the time.
That's a good point. It might take a while. I did not consider that.
For your body to get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm functioning again, or whatever, and all that stuff cleared out enough for all of the wonderful benefits, because you should be realizing something right away.
You should.
I've not heard of anyone.
I know. I was so shocked.
There's a 30-day money back guarantee, but I would say you need to try it for at least.
I know 90 days. I like
90 days, like
or whatever.
3 months.
Well, and she's a very honest person, so I totally believe her. But then the thought occurred to me, but what are we guaranteeing in our body? Are we sure? You know?
Are you really taking this?
Right.
Honestly, right? I mean, I've been a massage therapist for like 13 years, and like, did you, I'm working at a chiropractor's office or whatever. What did you do? Your homework? Well, a couple days.
We're so bad about being consistent.
Right. Yeah.
Oddly enough, if it's someone in our family who needs something, we're on it as women. And I think something that we need to recognize is that we have to start taking care of ourselves. Women, I don't know, as long as I've observed women, as a child and everything, and I saw the older generations, they were buzzing around the house from dawn till dusk, taking care of everything. And it was seamless. It was beautiful. They did an amazing job.
Very servant-hearted.
What about them?
But
we have to see women taking more than 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, while they apply their makeup as their alone time. Like
your family needs you healthy. Like they really need you healthy.
Part of our family's wellness will be our wellness. We have to be well first. So this is huge. You must be on LLV. This is just a cute picture to break down what each one is. So, if we get confused, well, why am I taking this again? This is a chart you want to screenshot.
I buy mine from the local health food store, from Whole Foods, from Costco. Okay. Again, supplements are not regulated.
Right.
Are you noticing a difference?
Yep.
And like, have you done intense research on that company then?
Right.
Specifically, like, are they testing even themselves? Like, is it what's in those things actually
what they're the right dose?
All of that stuff.
If we were to go out on our own to a grocery store, to a health food store, and we were a supplement, buy all of the supplements that are inside of LLV, we would be spending hundreds of dollars a month. So the fact that doTERRA puts this in a bundle for us and gives us a discount, so it's only $79, because it should be like $156, and they give it to us for $79 a month. That's amazing.
Wholesale.
Yeah, that's wholesale.
And friends don't let friends buy retail.
Right.
So
no, they would
it's
never.
$79.
It's $79. Yeah.
We love you.
Right.
You'll buy wholesale because
nobody should do retail. Exactly. Yeah. It's very important. And another thing to point out with these is that it's about prevention. And if we don't do something for ourselves now, what bills will we have down the road when we didn't choose to, follow our preventative mindset? So definitely it's all about prevention.
I just read a couple of statistics the other day. Since 2000, the year 2000, out-of-pocket expenses for the typical family of 4 has upped 49%.
Insane.
49% of out-of-pocket expenses.
It's crazy.
That's insane. And then since 2003, it is up. It's increased 84% on prescription drugs. Right? Because like if you feel something, like you had said, like, okay, we're going to give you something now for the nausea. We're going to give you something for that. We're going to, and it's like, even with our insurance is covering a lot of it or whatever.
You're
it's
still
like,
paying something.
But then you've got this, like, you're all of a sudden on 5, 6,
13 a day. I was on 13 a day.
So it's insane.
I'm on 0 now. I would like to point that out. Some of us do require something, I'm not going to, some of us need to have a prescription. So I'm not
saying. It might take years to get there.
Yeah.
Did it take a while?
It took a while. Well, what I did was I didn't follow my doctor's advice. I went cold turkey and everything, but I didn't have doTERRA yet to supplement for me. So it was rough. It was not a good quitting. Now what I've seen people do is, they get healthy and then they find that on their next blood draw, their doctor's like, hey, we need to lower your dose for this or that. And so people, right? I've seen that honestly countless times. It's so exciting.
Cassie just told me something like that too.
I love that.
Our bone nutrient complex, like she got another bone density testing and it was through the roof.
Oh, that's so great. That is so excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
See, and we hear that all day, stories like that. And I love that. And so we're seeing, okay, it definitely works, first of all. And second of all, we're able to hopefully wean off of some things that maybe we don't need to be on. It's a big deal.
Right. And then, of course, we're not telling you don't follow your doctor's advice.
Oh my gosh,
please follow your doctor's advice. Okay?
Very
we want you,
and find a good quality doctor. I mean, it took me 12 years.
Somebody who's supportive
find,
you
right? Yeah.
Taking supplements even. Some are like,
I know.
Supplements, you just say that.
I like an open-minded doctor. I feel if they're open-minded, we can progress together. It's nice. And they're out there. There's lots of them.
So in wrap-up conclusion here.
Now.
I am talking so much. There's so many other issues that us as women face as well. We talked a little bit about some skin issues. So I love the HD Clear line. Immortel's amazing for anything skin related. Siberian fir, Manuka, Copaiba, all the flower oils I talked about earlier. It just kind of depends, and we could do an entire series.
And we will. We can, and we have.
And we're reformulating actually one of our lines.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Our anti-aging line.
Better ingredients.
They added really jasmine, which is so exciting. It smells delicious. And it feels so good. I tried it on my skin. Oh my gosh. I would like to say really quick for skin, Douglas fir. So I want, how sometimes men don't say things nicely. They don't mean to. They just don't know how to maybe say it like gently because we're like these fragile little creatures.
Oh, like Siberian fir.
Well, yeah, and Siberian fir is great. I haven't tried it yet, but I had this outbreak and Kyle was like, hey, have you tried Douglas fir for that? And I was like, he's like, yeah, for that. And I was like, oh, and he didn't mean it harsh. It just came out harsh. It worked great. And it worked so good. I actually added it to the HD Clear roller. Yeah. And it works so amazing. And now that we have Siberian fir, hello, why not? So super excited.
So like I said earlier, do you have monthly cycle issues, really big highs, really big lows, a lot of physical discomfort in certain areas that time of the month and stuff? We've got for you, that's more so the hormonal support. And then we also have Clary Calm, which is amazing, a roller that I still actually use while being pregnant. It does have clary sage in it, but it's diluted in it, and I dilute it further. And there's some studies done, and of course, don't do anything you're not comfortable with.
Right.
But it's shown to actually help. Well,
I love that.
So anyway,
wow.
Again, tons of stuff we can cover, but we're wrapping up here.
Can I add one thing to the monthly cycle?
Yes.
Okay. Having hormone issues, that is just not my favorite. So with Clary Calm, I will actually put the roller on my wrists. So normally I can tell when I'm a week away from starting my cycle. And so I will have weird cramps, crazy pain. It's just so uncomfortable for 3 hours that day. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is my, alarm clock going off to warn me of what's coming. And that's when I start applying the Clary Calm to my wrist just a couple times a day. If I don't do that, I have very uncomfortable cycles, and they're extremely just painful, I guess would be the word. And if I prep my body with the Clary Calm and then through my cycle continue to use it, I do not have that experience. I'm able to I'm clear-headed still. I don't have as many of the effects that usually come with our cycle, kind of the, emotional craziness. So it's
high highs,
the high highs, the low lows. And then with Whisper, I like to blend it with Balance and Wild Orange in a roller. You've smelled that, right?
That's what you did for me.
Is that what I did for you? Oh, it's so good. It's unbelievable. So get a roller bottle, put 5 drops of Whisper, 10 drops of Balance, 10 drops of Wild Orange, all the rest coconut oil, and that will become one of your favorites, I'm sure, because it's everyone
daily,
tries it. It's all the time, every single day. Yes.
Again.
It's so good. And it smells different on everyone.
Which I hate patchouli.
I know, but I love this. I know. It's the one
I can
place
do it. I love it. It works. And then once it's applied to it, it also changes.
Anyway, sorry, I had to say, just like the wrist, it's so simple and easy. And then if you need extra support, you can go to the abdomen.
Yeah, I put just mine straight on the abdomen. Yeah. Cut down the duration of usually those first few days are very intense. And that's for a lot of women too, right? Yeah. It cuts down the intensity at least.
Oh, definitely. It takes the edge off. Yeah. Deep blue rub on the back as well. When we have like
or aroma touch.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? So amazing. So lots of tools. Yes, Cypress is huge.
Anyway, now we're going to get into
it. Anyway, sorry. Okay, that's a whole other class. But anyway, feels great on your body. Wonderful.
There's so much support. Let's have one final story. So the other day, I will not make any specific claims. I'm just going to tell you what happened.
Okay, I like it.
So being pregnant with Archer, actually, I was very hypertensive. And my mom was known for also being very person and more, high blood pressure as well. And so I was feeling a little like in my spirit and just everything just felt a little high. So I went and took my blood pressure and it was 132/75, just a little high in the systolic, not too bad the diastolic, but when you're pregnant, it's supposed to be a lot lower. So I applied diluted balance, just a 10% dilution. And 2 minutes later, I retook my blood pressure and it was 125/60.
Wow.
In literally 2 minutes. Now YouTube has this amazing video on balance, a live sample. 30 seconds later, it shows the red blood cells, how they're like clumped at first, and then 30 seconds later, they're free flowing and moving independently how they're supposed to. Again, I'm not making any claims, but it was like amazing.
That is so awesome.
So that's another reason why balance is just with me all the time. So yeah, so thank you all for joining us for this. I know a lot of you will be watching later. You can always email me at essentiallyoregon@gmail.com or my Facebook page, which is also Essentially Oregon. And a lot of us are friends on Facebook. Whatever's easiest for you. If I have my cell number, just let me know with any of your specific questions or how to sign up. It's mydoterra.com/Adree, ADREE. That's how you sign up on our team. Because Jen's upline. So in your back office, when you go to your team and stuff, you want to see your upline. You need like an emotional question for Jen. Like her information's in there, so you can find it and like email her personally if you needed to as well.
Anytime. I have to say, really super quick in closing, that I went to my very first doTERRA class pregnant, walletless, and skeptical as heck. And I had no intention of buying into this weird hippie stuff, even though I was somewhat of a hippie myself already. I like the Nashville things or whatever. Yeah, kind of, yeah. And making the choice to give it a try, it was the best thing I ever did. And someday in another, thing we'll get into, my whole story with my son, but his health has been drastically strengthened and supported by doTERRA. Amazing.
He's literally alive.
Yes. Truthfully, yes. These oils, it's great to say, they help us with our emotions and they keep our cells healthy. That's awesome. But what else can they do? So much. So definitely the best decision I've ever made. This is what we take a chance on. And all the silly things we do as women, all the funny things we try, this is what we should be taking a chance on. Yeah. So I'm so glad we had this time together. It was so nice. Yeah.
So again, if you have any questions, and yes, doTERRA has a return policy and everything, but what did doTERRA say? It's like less than 0.2%.
I don't think it happens. Yeah.
It's so low because you get these oils and you're like,
I want them.
How many more can I have? Which we have then a loyalty rewards program, which I use every month. Because like I said, I replace everything in my house. Laundry detergent, hand soap, shampoo, conditioner, lotion. Everything is now doTERRA. So then I just order what I was going to buy anyway from the grocery store.
Right. Yep.
Online. It's mailed to me.
I know. I love that.
Go to the door and it's there. And then I get rewarded back with points. And
for free stuff
up to 30%. I'm at the 30% now.
Love it.
I'm never going back. And and free points to use on products that I'm again. I knew these then I get free oils and this and that, and so many great rewards, because when you get maybe your pack of 10 or whatever, you're gonna like, I'll help you with that kit. But it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's really amazing.
And it's so generous. doTERRA, truly the heart of doTERRA is great. So it's a great journey.
Thank you so much for
Thank you. This was a blast. I love being here. Thank you.
We're really excited to teach you guys.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Bye.
Bye.